It's Claire here again from EUVAT Action with a quick update. Juliet and I were able to go to Brussels last week on your behalf. Thank you all so much for your support. This is a short update to let you know what's going to happen next so you can get the action date in your diary. We met with some really important people in Brussels who have assured us that the legislation that we need to get a threshold for the EU digital VAT will be proposed. It's likely to be late next year. They're also fully aware of the fact that it could take a number of years to negotiate, leaving us completely stuck in the meantime. So a number of things are happening. A large number of very, very proactive MEPs are working hard together to do everything they can to get an interim solution brought in on your behalf. So please keep writing to your MEP, letting them know what the issues are for you and asking what you can do to help. Approaching things from the other side as well. The way it works in the European Union is the Commission proposes the legislation, which everybody else then debates and agrees. The power to make an interim change for these rules to allow us to keep trading while we wait for the laws to come in actually rests with Council. That is the heads of state and the finance ministers in each EU member state. The Commission can only propose the legislation, they can't force it through. So, in the next few days, we're going to be putting out an action call to you, asking you to write to your finance minister or your treasury secretary or whatever that role is in your country. We're compiling a list of them and their contact details for you. We're going to give you an outline letter where you can fill in the gaps for your business and then have a paragraph at the end that you can use to ask your finance minister to bring in an interim threshold. We're also putting together a one-page document of the key objections that we heard from the finance ministry teams at the Fiscalis event that I attended in Dublin in September. So you can send that with it so you will be much less likely to get fobbed off. What we're asking the finance ministers for is to raise this issue at their ECOFAN meeting on November the 13th. For a group of them to propose that we need an emergency interim threshold while we wait for this legislation to be passed. The threshold we were asking for is the first 20,000 euros of cross-border digital sales for you to revert to your domestic VAT rules and for there to be a soft landing above that with reduced data requirements. As I say, it's a work in progress. We've got to pull the information together for you, but we didn't want you to have to wait any longer for an update from Brussels last week, so we can take some concrete action. Juliet and I are planning to go back to Brussels in the week before the next ECOFAN meeting, so we can actually meet with the MEPs and brief the ones who are still new to this so that they can lobby the finance ministers too. Between us, we can all make a difference on this. So keep the date in your diary, keep an hour spare for later this week for this week's action challenge, and keep an eye on the updates. We'll let you know when the documents you need are ready. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. We're keeping our fingers very crossed on this.